6-week shred. We are here. We are live, and we are coming to you guys
at
to go over this amazing program we put together for you.
First and foremost, happy 2020. Let's make it a great year. Shameless plug, we're twinning right now. We have our Live Fit cold weather gear. See Shirley for more details. Get you some.
It's going to be cold this week.
Yes. Back to the program.
The program at hand.
Yes.
All right. So the very first thing we're going to go through in the same order that's on your download page. So the first thing is the meal plan, and the first thing is that welcome letter that you'll see, bam, right here.
Can I interrupt? We really suggest you guys to either download everything, print it, so you actually have a tangible item, or download it to your phone so you always have a reference or refer back. Hopefully in this video we'll be able to answer any questions. We are always available though. If you do have any questions after this, please do not hesitate, because we want your success. Your success is our success.
Exactly. So that's where the support page will come into play. Ask a question. Don't feel like you're asking a dumb question. The only dumb question is one that you don't ask, and then for 3 weeks you do the wrong thing. So that's on you, boo-boo.
We encourage the questions.
Yes. So in the welcome letter, one of the first things it says is it's just food. We are all human. We all make mistakes. So the biggest problem that you've had, most likely in every diet program you've done before, is you've tried to be too strict. It wasn't realistic, and as soon as you didn't have something planned or perfect,
went off the rails completely.
Exactly. And when you went off the rails, you didn't know how to overcome it, and so you just abandoned ship.
So, repeat the cycle. We're hoping with this plan that you break the cycle. This is truly more of a lifestyle. This is what we want. We want at the end of the 6 weeks, you don't go completely off the rails because you've restricted so much. We want you to enjoy your life with your family, with your kids, with your husband, wife, whoever. So that's the biggest goal.
Yeah, you have to be able to eat realistically and like for the rest of your life. So what you'll see in this program too, along with the first page of ground rules, the second page in there is going to go over like the acceleration day.
Yes.
And so it talks about in that welcome or initial letter there on that first page, your acceleration days are going to be like your safety net. So, you know, they're going to be planned for every single week. We suggest doing them on Mondays.
But that being said, if they do not fit in your schedule, or if you find that starting an acceleration day on Monday is too overwhelming, pick a day that works for you. It's kind of, instead of saying an acceleration day, it's kind of a reset day. Is that how I look at it as? So. Yep.
So your reset day, your acceleration day is, you know, we're saying put it on Monday, just kick off the week right. But if Tuesday or Wednesday fits better with your schedule, cool.
Do it.
Now, we're also saying you need to have some cheat meals here and there, but it needs to be a meal. It needs to be an item. So like on Saturdays and Sundays, when you have those items, that's cool. But if you happen on a Tuesday below it and you have a bad day, a bad couple meals, then you can also add in an extra acceleration day during the week on the following day just to make up for kind of your mishaps.
Yes. You're probably wondering what the acceleration days are. We'll get into further detail, but for right now we are just going to go over the ground rules.
Yep. So page 1, as you're going through, after you get to that letter, is your ground rules. So without going too much into them, if you've heard us talk before, you've heard most of these, but we just want to make sure we say them all out loud, so we don't skip over anything. If there's any sort of nugget or whatever, we'll make sure we put that in there. We just don't want this to be an 80-minute video.
I'd like to go over my 2 favorite ground rules. If you know me, you know what I'm about to say. Biggest thing is protein is king or queen. We just want to make sure that you are getting a good portion of protein throughout the day. That helps build your muscles, helps you stay fuller longer. That is huge for us. Second one, because I'm going to skip down to the bottom of the page, is hydration. You guys, I can never stress enough how important hydration is, and that is water. We're not talking about juice, coffee, water, anything. Beer. Just straight up water. You can add lemon, you can add fruit to it. They actually do have the squeezy things for flavor, because I know some people don't like that. We really want to make sure that you are staying hydrated throughout the day.
Cool. So we're going to go through these fast. Next one, fruit is your friend. Don't be afraid of fruit. If you've done a low-carb diet in the past, you've probably been afraid of fruit. That's stupid. I've never had anybody in the 15, 16, 17 years I've been doing this come to me and be like, this belly here is from too many apples. Yeah. So it's not happening. Next one, veggies are your janitors. Include them with every meal, but also at the end of the meals, because that's going to help to kind of push everything down. How you chew and swallow vegetables is how they leave your body. Think about corn. There you go. So you want to make sure that you're using those to help.
Next one is fat is your friend, even though it says fat moves slow. You want to make sure that you incorporate fats into your diet. You do not want to eliminate them. Granted, we are not going keto where it's all fat, but fat helps you stay fuller longer. It helps extend the meals and also helps lubricate joints, knees, everything in your body.
Makes your skin beautiful.
Yes.
all that fun
You need
stuff.
fat, so do not eliminate fats. It's a good bridge, like I said, to keep you fuller longer.
Yep. When she says bridge, in between meals,
Yes,
so between
sorry.
breakfast and lunch and dinner, fats like cheeses and nuts and those type of things, hummus, like those are great things to put in between because they're going to keep you full for a longer period of time. Whereas an apple might give you energy for 20 minutes and then you're starving again. So if you've done a diet in the past, you're like, I ate an apple, I did what I was supposed to, and I was starving. Well, it's because you ate the wrong thing at the wrong time. So fruit is going to be during your activity, and then your fat is going to be when you're moving slow.
Exactly.
The next one is balance is key. So we're not saying it's a low carb diet or a no carb diet. The whole thing is you're going to look at your plate. If your carbs take up that much room, then your protein needs to take up just a little bit more portion of your plate. Your primary portion of your plate should be protein and vegetables, less of the starch. Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't.
Then your carbs. As much as we all love our carbs, they should be the smallest portion, like you said, on your plate.
So getting into carbs, we're going to provide fuel for activity.
Yes. Carbs are super important. I think people automatically think they need to eliminate carbs from their diet to lose weight. We're just telling you to input carbs when there are times of activity. We're asking you not to eat carbs when you're sedentary. If you're home for the night, you're done. That is the last or the least amount of time that you should be eating carbs. It should be done around times of activity. Right before you go work out, carbs are amazing. They are fuel for energy. Throughout the day, they are good. But if you're sitting on your butt, not doing anything for hours, no carbs then.
I got nothing after that. I was going to say, what if you're going to go do the nighttime boom boom? And then you can have a little bit of carbs beforehand. All right, so moving on. The next is going to be, don't get bored or don't make this too complicated. If you're getting overwhelmed at any point during this next 6 weeks, it's your fault. Dumb it down. Do the same thing for lunch and dinner. Keep it simple.
Yes.
Go back to the basics, but like, don't ever get too complicated with it. In the same sense, if you keep eating the same thing over and over, change things up.
Yes.
We gave you plenty of options in here to go ahead and switch things up.
I personally like to say maybe stick to the same diet for the first week or two, that break-in period, so you kind of get a gauge of what you like, what the routine should be, what your portion sizes should be. Then you start exploring. Sometimes I think people try to do, well, I'm going to eat this, this, and this, and completely overwhelm themselves of trying to come up with different meals, different snacks, different breakfasts. And really, if you kind of keep it simple, at least the first couple weeks, and then start inputting it, I promise you it will be a lot easier.
So much easier. So the next one is cheat to get ahead. We're going to try to avoid no cheat meals or cheat items until the second weekend, so that would be day 13 and 14, but they're going to happen as we go through. So limit them to one item, one meal, and move on. The biggest thing with cheat meals, the worst part about them is if you do the next meal as another cheat meal and the next meal as another cheat meal. So keep it to one, no guilt, no problems. Next day, move on with your stuff.
Yes, and I suggest too, during the week, if you're feeling like you want to cheat, write it down. Make a plan for that cheat. So on your cheat meal, if you really wanted Reese's peanut butter cups and pizza, okay, have that, but move on.
Yeah. Realistically, if we told you guys just to move more and eat better for the next 12 months, you'd get in amazing shape, but none of you can commit to 12 months of anything. So if we just say, hey, let's wait 5 days until we have this bad item, you have something to look forward to. It's a carrot that you get to chase throughout the week, okay? So that's using as like motivation or I guess reward, which is a bad way to kind of look at it, but it's not that. It's you're human. Like you're still going to want a Butterfinger if you love Butterfinger, or if you still like pancakes, you're still going to want pancakes. Like just because you're on a diet, you cannot expect your body to say, I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
And that's how you don't ever stick to a diet or a lifestyle, is if you completely constrict or, what's the word?
Restrict.
Restrict, there we go. From yourself, then eventually you're going to be going to IHOP and eat 49 pancakes and hate yourself for it.
Yeah. So the last rule on there is consistency is key. Basically all that means is if you do more good things than bad things, you're going to be fine. But normally what happens is we let one bad thing happen and we let everything else go along with it. So don't let that happen.
Yeah. The famous saying that Derek always says, just because you have one tire blowout or one slash tire doesn't mean you need to slash the rest of the tires.
Exactly.
So
bad idea. So we're going to cover acceleration days here. After acceleration days, I think this is where we're going to stop this first video, and then we'll do one about the workout program so we don't get too long here. Acceleration days, basically the key thing you want to keep in mind is you're going to eliminate all starches. So pasta, potato, bread, rice.
Basically all the good stuff, all the carbs.
Keep them out for a day. Sugar, you're going to want to try and avoid sugar for the day. And then lastly, you're going to want to try and cut out alcohol or sugary drinks.
Yes, and fried food.
Yes.
And also stay home and eat that day, or make your own meals. It'll be a lot easier, but that's basically it. Cut out the carbs, cut out the booze, cut out the fried foods. for one day a week, and I think you can do that.
It ends up being probably the most simple day that you're going to do because it's just simple. Is it a meat? Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? Cool, you can eat it. Is it not? Then you probably should avoid it for that day and have it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple stuff.
And that's
so,
it.
yeah, acceleration days, like she said, are like your reset days. So use them as your weapon, use them as your ally, and you'll be super successful with this. But just stick to the ground rules, guys, and you're going to kill it.
Yes, and preferably on Monday. But again, don't stress. If you can't do it on Monday, pick a day that works in your schedule.
Yeah, this is your meal plan. You need to customize this to you, and it's going to develop week by week by week as long as you stay with it. So the consistency factor comes onto you, but the whole idea is like the more you keep trying things, you're going to find out whether you like them or not.
Yep.
And it'll either add into your long-term meal plan, or you're just going to say, I hate that. I never want to have that again. And you don't.
Yeah, simple as that, guys.
Cool. Meal plan covered?
Yeah.
Meal plan covered. All right.
Boom.
We're probably going to stop this video right here. All right, now we're going on to the next part here. So after you get past all the menus and all the other things back in there, we're going to talk about...
I wanted to say too, guys, we do have this worksheet meal planner. It's kind of like your to-do list. Utilize it. We didn't just print it off for fun or add it for fun. Truly, guys, especially in the beginning, you know, if you can start planning ahead your meals, your snacks, you will find that you're going to stay on track. And then even after a couple weeks, you may not need to refer back to this, but I truly believe that it will help you stay on track, at least in the beginning, and maybe further than that. But please use the tools, use what we've given you. Don't just, brush it aside. Don't wing it, because a plan,
it's not gonna work.
A fail, what does this say?
Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Boom.
No.
There you go.
The whole idea is like you have this in front of you. You have 3 pages of meals before that. Like, start plugging and playing and seeing what you think you might do.
Derek wanted to skip over to make this video really short. But guys, we have like a going out guide for you. So healthier options to 10 different restaurants in our area. Like, utilize that. We have meal options for breakfast, lunch, dinner. Again, it's not gospel. If you don't like it, don't eat it, because you won't stick on the plan if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But these are all options, examples that you can input onto your meal plan. Just utilize it. And again, can't stress enough, please reach out to us if you have questions.
Yeah. Keep this maybe by your fridge. Keep this by like someplace where you're planning or cooking and prepping your meals. But as you think of something through the day, just like a to-do list, like go add it to your list. If you hear somebody or somebody on the support page mentions that they have a snack that they like go and write it down so that you remember to go buy that. But you can't go to the grocery store trying to remember something you've never bought or seen or tasted before. And that, it's just not going to happen. So like, this is where planning is going to come into play.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Workouts now? Cool.
Workouts now.
The workouts. So simple. The workouts are going to be your warm-up if you're at boot camp. If they're not, they're going to be your workout if you're at home.
Easy peasy.
Goodbye. That's it. All right. So
we're done.
Phase 1, week 1 and 2, it's going to be easy. Weeks 3 and 4, it's going to get a little harder. Weeks 5 and 6, it's going to get even more difficult. If you look at weeks 1 and 2 and you laugh at it and you say it's too easy and blah, whatever, and you get to week 3 and you get your
like,
ass handed to you, well, then you're going to realize you probably should have done the homework in weeks 1 and 2 leading up to it. So don't think you can don't think you can jump in anything. Like, we're Miyagi, like, mind tricking you here. So the whole idea is like, you're going to start with the warm-up. It's going to be the easy kind of just 50 reps of a couple things.
Get your body moving.
Yeah. And then we start accelerating it and jumping it up.
Build on it. So yeah, don't think you can go from 0 to 60. Start at 0. We're going to build you up to 60.
Yep. So from that, after the workout portion of it, that goes into the calendar and the bingo board. So the bingo board's like your scorecard. We did this for Game of Shreds.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, so your bingo board, we have a stamp that has the Live Fit logo at the gym. So every time you complete one of these tasks, you're going to get a stamp. Now, you don't have to print these. We're going to have these printed for you. They'll be at the gym. They'll have your name on them. All you'll have to do, your only responsibility will be making sure your trainer stamps it for you so you get credit for that day. I think that's kind of it.
And that's it.
I actually have the wrong calendar listed in here, but all your fire flames in there. So anytime that you see the fire on the calendar, that's going to be a mystery workout. You don't know what you're doing. We already have all the different workouts planned out. So you'll show up that day. You'll do whatever they tell you to do. If you do it, you get a stamp. You get credit for it. If you're not there that day, you don't get a stamp. There's not a makeup.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and I spread this out so it has every day of the week covered. So if you can never make it on Mondays, you're not going to get hurt too bad by it. If you can never make it on Tuesdays, you're not going to get hurt by it too bad by it. But like, we made this as fair as we possibly could. So you have the calendar in advance. You know all the dates. If you really care and you're really that competitive, take off of work. Otherwise, just remember, it's just a lifestyle transformation challenge at Live Fit, guys.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is we do the calendar for accountability because we found a lot of members or a lot of clients need that accountability. But again, if you want to just focus on your diet and exercise, that's great. More power to you. The calendar is not gospel. You do not have to get a stamp every single time. But what we do want you to do is to make sure that you are following the meal plans, that you are following the workout guides, and that you're getting the most out of this program. The calendar is just for fun and for accountability, for those mystery workouts, for the picture taking, selfies that we want you to be taking. Again, it kind of is full circle with everything, but again, if it's not your jam, we totally respect that. But if anybody was with us with Game of Shreds, they know, like,
the stamp was
We're
like, wear your underwear on your head and walk in, on your handstand push-ups or something, and everybody did it. So, I don't know. It was nuts.
A little extreme. But, yeah.
Stamps brought out the freaks, yeah.
Yeah, so just have fun with it.
So, the last couple things, she mentioned pictures. So, there's three things that we really want to... No, it's perfect. The three things we really want to account for this upcoming year for accountability. Weighing every day, taking your pictures every Friday, and then getting measurements the first week of every month.
Yeah.
And I know those things make everybody uncomfortable, and we've talked about that in kind of length on other videos, but the whole idea is this, guys. Like, your selfies are going to be your selfies. You don't have to show them to anybody. You do need to email them to us, and we'll put the email address there, but it's livefitbootcamps with an S at gmail.com. You would write Marcy week 1, and we'd know it's Marcy's week 1 picture. So you would just put your information there. No one else is going to see this.
Yes.
Me, Michelle, and Ashley have access to it, but that's basically it on that.
We're not going to be broadcasting it worldwide. But again, it's to keep you accountable. And the biggest thing that we have found owning a gym now for 8 years is that when you don't see pictures and when you don't see that scale move, you get frustrated and you say, F this isn't working, and I'm done. Where really, pictures show so much more. And we suggest, too, with the pictures, that you kind of take it in the same mirror, same clothing. You want
same lighting,
so you really see that progression. And with fitted clothes, don't be taking pictures in baggy clothes where you really can't even see your body in the first place.
Yeah. Don't take your pre-pictures in underwear and your post-pictures in a moo-moo. Like, you're not going to see. Yeah, the one thing we talk about is, like, the more you wear, the less you'll see. The less you wear, the more you'll see. So, again, these are going to be your pictures, like, and everybody's uncomfortable with them in the beginning, but as soon as you're a freaking amazing transformation, like, you show off those really bad pictures really quickly all of a sudden.
Yeah, and they're like your trophy in the end, and you may be embarrassed in the beginning to show them.
You should be.
But when you see the final result, and hopefully too, it's not the final result at the end of 6 weeks, our goal or our wish is that you continue this because this is a lifestyle program where you really are going to be able to track your progress. Like I said, and pictures don't lie. Even when the scale isn't showing things, if other things aren't changing, your pictures, I promise, will show you things that you've never seen before.
You might not want to see. But that's kind of it.
Yeah.
If the scale isn't telling you what you want to see, the pictures will. If the pictures aren't telling you, then the measurements will. And if none of them are, then you're not on the right track.
Yeah.
So some of you might not want that reality, but all those people that are really uncomfortable with this, you're probably the ones that need this the most.
It's time to get uncomfortable.
Yeah, so like if you haven't seen as much change as you want, if you haven't seen as much progress as you want, well then start tracking it, because what you put your attention on most is what's going to get changed the most. So weigh every day, pictures every Friday, or flex every Friday, measure every month. And I think that's the way to go for 2020.
Yeah, accountability. So again, guys, I think we've basically covered everything.
In 18 minutes.
In 18 minutes, we've tried to keep this quick. Hopefully he didn't talk too fast for you. Haha. I do believe in all video settings you can slow or speed up the speed of the video. So if you
We'll put the audio transcription in here.
Yeah, but again, we want this to be a lifestyle. We want you to have fun with this. We want you to really come away with actual knowledge at the end of this. But
yeah, be one of our superstars. I mean, we had 20 to 25 people that could have been our top transformations for this past year. 10 people submitted their before and after pictures, but it could have been so many more.
Yeah.
But let's not have it in the fact of where we're trying to find before and after pictures, or we're trying to find your measurements. Like, let's be proud of it, let's own it, and use it as your accountability for this year, because that's the way it's going to happen. That's the way change is going to change. So
It's 2020, guys.
Love it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Awesome.
New
We're
decade.
Super excited.
Yeah, new decade.
New decade, and this starts in 24 hours.
Holy moly.
Yay.
All your stuff will be there tomorrow. You just got to bring your bodies. So tomorrow's day one, measurements, all your times are listed on your calendar. If you have a question, make sure you leave it in the support page or below.
Yeah, and make sure that you are a part of the support page. Either reach out to one of us, friend us if we're not friends on Facebook, find our support page, but please, that is such a vital part of our gym. People put so many tips, tricks, recipes. We have so much good, like,
just support,
you know, and again, with questions too, we have a lot of OG clients that can answer questions for you. No question
you got an
is
excuse,
stupid.
somebody's probably going to call you out.
Yeah, please utilize it. It is such a big tool. So
cool. Under 20 minutes. I think that's where we're going to stop right there. Guys, we love you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Contact Shirley. See you guys 2020.
Bye.